Directions for Living is currently in the middle of their No Shame campaign. Here to tell us what the campaign is all about and why it is so important is April Lott. Along with No Shame panelists, we have Danielle Salzman along with Alex Perez. Good morning.
Good morning.
Oh, we have a lot to dive into today. But April, I'm going to start with you and talk about what this campaign is and kind of the general overview of what the goal is. Now, kind of what, in your third, fourth year? You guys have been doing this for a while. The response has been incredible, but what's the goal?
The goal really is to break stigma and to, just to increase self-esteem and to do a community awareness campaign of, this is who we are and we all have a story to tell. And we really just want to say no shame, this is who we are. And we created this campaign to go into schools and to community centers and to allow our campaign, our panelists, to tell their stories, and it just resonates with...
Well, and that's what I love about it. It's a campaign, but there's a personal... You guys are sharing...
Yes.
You're sharing yourselves to strangers,
Yes.
and again, the response has been
overwhelming.
Phenomenal.
Overwhelming. We go into high schools, to middle schools, to conferences, and our panelists, real-life stories, telling their stories, bravely telling their stories, and people listen to them and literally are saying, this is me. They're telling stories and it resonates with people, and and people want to hear that. Not only do they want to hear their stories, but they want to be able to say their stories are me, and
it's okay.
And it's okay.
Yeah.
And it's okay.
So let's get to some of these stories. Again, thank you both for being here this morning. And Danielle, let's start with you and talk a little bit about what you were able to share, again, with students and what your message is for those watching.
With the No Shame campaign, it gave me an opportunity to tell the whole world exactly about myself. I spent so long keeping it a secret. I attempted suicide in 2014. I overdosed on a bottle of Tylenol PM. I was really ashamed. I didn't want anyone to know. I kept 2 years of my life under wraps, off of social media, and then one day, No Shame presented itself to me through Directions for Living, where we seek our treatment, and I was able to finally break through, and I was finally able to just get this weight off my chest and then tell the whole world that this is what I've been dealing with for 2 years. This is what I deal with every day on a daily basis. I have suicidal thoughts, I have major depression, I have severe anxiety, I have panic attacks. I can't sometimes leave my home because my anxiety is way too high.
When you did that, when you opened up, were you surprised with how many other people said,
I was flabbergasted.
Gosh,
yes.
I'm dealing with this as well.
I was flabbergasted. My inbox was flooded. I had so many people that I did know, that I didn't know, that I had kind of acquaintances with, reaching out saying, I feel the same way, what should I do? Is this not normal? And how do you cope? And it's very inspiring.
Oh, I would imagine so. Alex, tell us about your story. What are you able to share with others as you talk with them?
Basically, when it comes to the No Shame campaign, it's just peeling back the shame. And so what I feel like is the most pivotal thing is being able to speak to young adults and even adults who are well on in their years who have never had a chance to say, this is something that resonates with me. This is something that I understand because I had no one. And now you have people to look at and say, hey, that's something that makes sense to me. It clicks. And so that's what's so important to me, is that even if you just touch one person, it's like a ripple, and then from that point forward, it's amazing. And so for me, I suffered with schizoaffective disorder, and then I also am transgender, and those are two things that have become very relevant in social media, in life in general. And so, but what's important is that labels do not define us. You know what I'm saying? Labels can help guide us, but they are not us. And so I think that's what it is taking back the person and really weighing down into the reality of who people are and that we exist to help each other. So.
Well, thank you both so much for sharing your story this morning. As people are watching this morning, they want to be a part of this campaign as well. What is your message of hope for people? And again, what would you want them to take home?
Just hashtag no shame. You know, that be yourself and embrace who you are. Get involved in this campaign. Join our movement. You know, go to our website, directionsforliving.org. Get involved with, you know, Giving Tuesday. You know, invite us to your school, to your community center. Let us come tell our story. If you want to join our campaign, let us know. There's just so many things that people can do to get involved with Directions for Living. We would love to have you.
All right. Well, thank you so much for being here this morning, for sharing your story. I know it's not always easy, but we really appreciate it. Thank you for all that you do here in the community.